Welcome back to MTP Daily. Democrats are calling the president's wiretapping claims ridiculous and saying it's further proof the investigation surrounding President Trump's ties to Russia should be handled by a special prosecutor. Joining me now is Rhode Island Democratic Senator Jack Reed. He's the ranking member on the Armed Services Committee. Senator, thank you for joining us here.
Thank you, Katie.
The president is calling for an investigation into wiretapping without any evidence. You're calling for a special prosecutor to investigate the connections between Trump's campaign and the Russians. Do you have any evidence of wrongdoing?
Well, we have indications by the intelligence community in public that with high confidence they believe and know that the Russian government was involved in the election, hacking, that it was ordered by Putin, that it was not just hacking, it was a massive disinformation campaign. So there is enough evidence that's been confirmed on the table that we should have a special prosecutor. Indeed, I have had Republican colleagues that have called for a special prosecutor. In fact, I believe President Trump should be the one demanding a special prosecutor because that's the only way I think we're going to clear the air. An independent voice for the American people, not for any particular party.
Do you have any evidence, though, that there was collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians, not just the Russians hacking into the political system?
Evidence is in terms of public statements, in terms of patterns of behavior. I know there's been some focus on Paul Manafort, who had connections to the Ukrainian president, who was deposed by the Maidan Square revolt, who had close ties to the Russians. There was contracts. So there's enough out there in terms of associates of the president that had some dealings, business or otherwise, that would, again, call for a special prosecutor to determine the facts and report to the American people. Until that's done, there'll be this lingering suspicion about what happened. We all want to get this behind us. I would hope the president does, too.
Do you believe that there should also be an investigation into whether or not President Obama wiretapped President Trump? After all, that would allow the public to know once and for all, one way or another.
Well, the idea of the president wiretapping the Trump campaign flies in the face of the process. That you need a court order to conduct a wiretap. That may or may not have taken place, but it's not the president's discretion, not the president's even power or prerogative to do that. Again, it seems as if President Trump was reacting to something he read, not verifying the facts. There's been absolutely no even preliminary factual predicate advance for an investigation. So I think in many respects it's just simply the president trying to confuse the issue, trying to bring together both these Russian associations with his campaign and some of the intelligence findings, and bringing President Obama in as a sort of a way to just confuse the situation.
Do you have confidence in Chairman Burr on the Intelligence Committee to conduct a fair and nonpartisan investigation?
I think Chairman Burr, together with Ranking Member Mark Warner, both Richard and Mark, are moving forward. I think they could move with more alacrity, but some of that is a result of the institutional arrangements with the intelligence community in terms of sharing information. But at this juncture, I think there is a committed effort to try to find the facts. Again, I think that would be better served by a special prosecutor because it goes beyond simply intelligent matters. It goes to potential criminal matters that could be handled and would be handled by the FBI and then ultimately the Department of Justice.
So it seems like the Democrats are having less and less reason to work with Donald Trump from all of the public statements. If that is the case, how far are you willing to go in order to resist, for lack of a better word, resist the Trump administration? Are you willing to put your foot down and try to stall or stop a vote on the debt limit?
Well, first of all, what we want to do is continue to ask for, I think appropriately, an investigation which the American people and we all can believe in, and we have to keep insisting upon that. And I think what we want to do is try to get our Republican colleagues. Ultimately, it will be a bipartisan effort that I think moves forward. And so we're working in that first before any other consideration.
Are you willing to work with Donald Trump on any upcoming legislation?
I think we have to look at what the president proposes. He talked a lot in the campaign about infrastructure. That's something that we certainly agree. The way you do it, how you do it effectively, efficiently, that's something subject to debate. But I would love to see a significant infrastructure program in the United States.
Do you fear retribution from the Democratic voters, liberal voters?
No, I think what people are doing, and it's not specific to Democrats or Republicans, I think they're really confused a bit because of the behavior of the president. This is very unusual. The whole approach to the presidency. I've never seen, anyone, Republican or Democrat, conduct the office in such a way as he has, tweeting in the middle of the weekends, making accusations, going ahead and telling Jeff Sessions, don't recuse yourself, moments before Jeff Sessions recuses himself, at least to partially recuse himself. So I think the confusion is baffling and unsettling many, many Americans, regardless of party.
Given all this confusion, would you advocate or would you ask the FBI director to come out personally and rebut the claims? We know from a U.S. official that he'd asked the DOJ to come out and rebut them, but do you think it's about time the FBI director came out and said what they are investigating and what they are not investigating?
They have to, I think, make it very clear on this particular issue of the alleged conduct of President Obama. I think that's something that has to be made clear. Urging the Department of Justice to do it and not having it done will not answer a very fundamental question. So I think, yes, the director should come forward at the appropriate time, and now is that time.
Thank you, Senator Reid of Rhode Island. Appreciate your time.